Welcome once again to another edition of Shelf Life Book Reviews Online. As always, I thank you for taking the time to watch my videos. Hopefully you will find them informative. When you make your book list, that you will add these books to your must-buy purchases. So anyways, the two titles today are very vastly different. A lot of the times I review mystery thrillers and horror and things of that nature. These two books are sort of genres unto themselves. They have a little bit of elements of sci-fi, fantasy, and the like. But anyways, I hope you will like what I'm about to present to you. The first one is The Sisters Sputnik by Terri FAVRO. This is published by ECW Press, and it retails for $22.99. This is a different kind of book. Terri FAVRO, the author, says that when she was growing up, her father built robots in his house. So this sort of gave her a liking and a loving of futuristic sci-fi, whatever you want to call it. And in this book, The Sisters Sputnik, you will find a little bit of everything. It involves a girl by the name of Debbie Reynolds Bionde. And she is a comic book lover, and she has an apprentice called Unicorn Girl. And they have an artificial intelligence that goes along with them called Cassandra, who is an expert in pop culture. So in this, it's sort of a time travel multiverse. There are 2,052 worlds here, and they start exploring each one. There are different time zones, and they are Earth Standard Time and Atomic Mean Time, and they're all triggered by explosions, and it's very complex at times. And Debbie Reynolds Bionde, interesting name, Debbie Reynolds, for those of older people who will know the actress Debbie Reynolds. But in the book, Debbie Reynolds Bionde, she comes across a former lover of hers who she thought was dead. He's very much alive in this particular world. Now the multiverses they stretch all across the universe. So jumping from multiverse to multiverse creates some very interesting dilemmas. And in the book, it's like a time travel romp through history, and we also get a lot of pop culture too. People such as Milton Berle, an old star from the 50s and 60s, Elvis Presley, and Frank Sinatra are all part of the book. In fact, Frank Sinatra has caught the attention of a woman, interestingly enough, Queen Elizabeth, and she likes him very much, and she wants a relationship with him. Now, I'm doing this review just after the passing of Queen Elizabeth II. So, but in the book, it adds very interesting dilemmas for Frank Sinatra and for the other people. And let's just say the book is quite complex. Debbie Reynolds Bionde finds a comic called Future Man, and it sort of gives her inspiration for her own comic books. So you could say the book is a little bit of sci-fi, it's fantasy, mystery, general romance. It's really hard to pinpoint it and put it in one little genre. But if you want a book that's really different, The Sisters Sputnik is definitely out of this world, and will take you to a multiverse that is one for the record books. Now, the second book of note is another very interesting book, very, very vastly different from the typical books that a person might read. It is called A Kid Called Chatter, and is written by Chris Kelly, and is published by the University of Calgary Press, and it retails for $24.99. This is a tale that is set in the Great Depression on the Western frontier, and it's almost dark and depressing at times. But the book revolves around a kid called Chatter. And he's an orphan. He really never met his parents. And he's been sent from orphanage to orphanage. And one day, a dying jackrabbit comes to him. And it wants him to give it comfort as it dies, and soon he is dying jackrabbits seem to gravitate toward Chatter, and he's in an orphanage at the moment, and this gift of his seems to freak out a lot of the people there, especially the adults there. Now the other kids there, they seem to bully him because they think he is so different and there's something wrong with him. So he puts up with it, and he finally has to leave the orphanage. He cannot stay there. It's just not a good situation. So as he leaves, he starts going across this vast wasteland, really, and he meets some interesting people. There's a moonshiner called Rudy Lou, and he finds out about Chatter's gift, and soon he thinks that he can exploit his gift into the gift of healing. So he's like one of those old-time guys who sells snake oil, and soon he uses Chatter as someone who will heal people for a price. Now, he doesn't want Chatter to tell the truth that he really can't do anything, but it is interesting. We meet so many characters there, and he meets a girl by the name of Azalea, and she's part of a group of young children who are in this vast wasteland on the frontier. And the book harkens back to the classic film The Lord of the Flies. I remember reading that book back in high school, and I remember it was very depressing, and I didn't like it. But in this, the people in it, there's a lot of people that you don't like, there's people that you do like, and Azalea and Chatter become quite close. They try to stabilize things, and this group that Azalea's part of, she tries to control them, but there are violent people in the group. There's a group called the Prissies, and they are not nice people, and so they sort of torment Azalea, they torment Chatter, and it becomes very complex. It's a tale of survival, a tale of, well, doing the best under the circumstances. And Chatter, he still has like mystical abilities, and the fact that jackrabbits come to him as they're dying is a most unique part of the story. There's also a boy named Greaves who mutilates animals, and he's a tormentor of animals and a tormentor of Chatter. So the book is, if you want a book that's totally different, that is, like I said, has echoes of The Lord of the Flies. Did I say Lord of the Rings? I can't remember, but The Lord of the Flies. Hey, I'm not perfect. Anyways, it's a different kind of book. So A Kid Called Chatter is a book that you will chatter to your friends about. It's very unique, and it's definitely a change of pace book for those who want a change of pace book. So those are the two books I wanted to draw to your attention this time out. Hopefully you will consider them when you make your book purchases. I welcome your feedback about my reviews as well. So until we meet again, and we will, I thank you for your time. Stay safe, stay sane, stay social distancing, and do stay in touch. We'll talk again real soon. Bye for now.